me to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. 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 News.
All right. Dear. Yeah, I magically appear. Oh, Lord. Look, I like the song. I prompted it myself. I even wrote the lyrics, but everything else, what was it? Suno's Magic Elves did the rest. Yeah. So, all right, rather impromptu, but I did have a lot of stories I collected over at my Minds account. That's where I put those. Jeez, I've got this. Yeah. The left wing is sore. So anyway, let me see. Gee, I hope this works, but looks like everything is working. In fact, I'd better make damn sure. It's still not working to perfection as far as Rumble Studio goes. So I thought I'd try this one. And all right, it is. It's working. There you go. Jeez. But just a little behind the scenes thing here. This is the direct one that you do, and I've got OBS working. The last night, I don't know what the hell was going on. It just, certainly Evie Mux was having nothing to do with it. But then I was able to get on Pat's show briefly just a little bit ago. And so I thought, well, that looks promising. And, but I decided, either or, well, how do you put this? Damn, losing my ability to speak is a frightening thing. One, like last night was Evie Mux, so tonight would be Rumble Studio. Yeah, that's how the either or the other. Damn it, there's a word for it. It's embarrassing that I've forgotten it. But anyway, so I'm in that. So they're reforming all of that. They're doing new stuff and getting rid of old ones. And so, okay, so this is the one to use for OBS. But it still gives you this placeholder video thing. So that's something to go ahead and put in as an introduction or a little time saver there while you're still getting things a little put together right before you want to really be up front and on camera and all that. And well, it's nice, a little something. So I put one in there, and it's playing. It's playing right here for me. You can't see it. Why is it even there? I could have put it in OBS and just play it like I did the theme song, but I failed to see the point. I guess they haven't hammered it out yet. I don't know. It's weird. Very weird. But anyway, let's get to the news. But first, I keep forgetting. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Super Tip. Not Super Tip itself, but by you, the people. Should you so desire to Spread some love to your favorite Mr. Nailsin. That's me. Yeah. All right. So creeps and weirdos, as per usual. And one story in particular I am not so sure about. Which probably means, oh yeah, I gotta go ahead and do it. Yeah. Why is it? Oh, that's right. No, that still doesn't make sense. Maybe I gotta do it like that, like this. So maybe that'll work. That's it. That's it. All right. But first, damn. See, I'm still messing up. Usually I tried to end on the light story, and this one's just kind of silly. So after all the horrible stuff, yeah, maybe I'll take that one down. We will go. Do I want to do this piece of crap? It's made the rounds. Well, all right, we'll just get through it. That'll work. There we go. All right. There we go. We'll go to Blaze Media on this particular story. I can't imagine what their interest would have been. But, well, it's, no, it's there. And they've decided to report on it. Let's get to it. Parents outraged are in. Yeah, we're gonna do it without pay. Oh gee. Oh my God. Oof. Parents enraged over adult illegal alien allegedly molesting Virginia high school girls. So I'm guessing that's him in the window of the school bus. Anyway, Israel Flores Ortiz, an illegal alien from El Salvador who stole into the U.S. in 2024 and was subsequently released by the Biden administration, is accused of molesting at least 9 girls at Fairfax High School in Virginia, where he was enrolled in the 11th grade. Even though he is at least 18 years old. Adding insult to injury, the school allegedly downplayed the scandal. Well, you know, they tend to do that for things they feel are just not a helpful narrative, you know. The alleged offenses took place as recently as February 25th. Wow. It's been going a while. Anyway, Flores Ortiz was arrested on March 7th and has been charged with 9 counts of assault and battery. There's a group of about 12 individuals that have reported this assault. A mother of one of the victims told WJLA-TV it was all perpetrated by a single individual who is a stranger to the girls. He was sneakily walking up behind them and put his hands in between their legs. It was not just a butt smack or a butt grab. It was a groping of a private area. It had been occurring for several months. 2 of the victims' mothers said the school was doing a terrible job handling the situation. Oh, you got to read the rest of the details. So you got to unlock the article. I was unaware of this. So, well, we get the point, don't we? Flores, the crotch grabber. And, well, that's what he did. And it's terrible when these things happen, you know, because it would be so much better if only there were some way to avoid it from happening, you know, so that these girls didn't have to go through this type of trauma, you know. But now it's happened, and yeah, it's all very sad and everything. But I'm sure the girls probably thought that society at large had their best interest at heart and would provide a secure and safe environment while they're going to school to learn important lessons they need to learn and not be assaulted repeatedly by some strange creep. And yet, that's exactly what happened. Meanwhile, the authorities, or at least people in charge of the school and what have you, thought, hey, come on, it's It's not that big of a deal. Ah. And then suddenly, who's this guy? Oh, crap. We didn't really do our due diligence, did we? Yeah. Well, there you go. All kinds of consequences, you know. But again, if only there was a way to have prevented from never happening at all, you know. Oh, boy, it's terrible, isn't it? Sometimes you just can't have nice things, you know, and you just have to accept some guy is just going to grab your crotch one day, you know. It's just the way it is. And there's literally nothing any of us can do about it. Well, then there's the school itself, you know. You can even have homegrown people, you know, at the school. And even then, are your children safe? Well, I don't know. And now it's not working with me. I am very upset about this. There it is. All right. So, yes, another school teacher sex scandal. I mean, will they ever end? I don't think so. I think this is just going to go on and on. So bad enough you got to dodge, you know, the creepy teachers, but you also got invaders in the previous story, you know. But Ohio teacher 28 charged with carrying on Twisted's actual relationship with student. A disgraced Ohio school teacher copped to having a twisted months-long sexual relationship with her 15-year-old student, whom she bombarded with thousands of lurid texts declaring her love. Jamila DeBooby, a former teacher at Horizon Science Academy in Columbus, pled guilty to gross sexual imposition and unlawful sexual conduct with a minor in Franklin County Common Pleas Court last month. Well, there she is. She's like, look, I was in love. Okay, well, the 28-year-old was arrested in April 2025 after the boys had found the pair carrying out sickening sexual acts in her car. Now, I assume by her car, they mean the teacher and not the aunt's car, like parked in her garage. And she's like, well, I guess I'll go to the store and get a few things. She walks in and, whoa, what the hell's going on here? The 10th grader told police he and his teacher were in a relationship, locking lips, touching, and swapping thousands of text messages over the course of months. Such is the descriptive, detailed nature of this relationship he's referring to. Investigators found the flood of disturbing texts on his phone, including messages where the two declared their love for each other. DeBooby was fired from her teaching position shortly after her arrest and hit with 2 counts of sexual battery, which were later amended by authorities. Well, that's interesting because usually, boy, you know, the strict and powerful nature of teachers' unions, they at least approach the ideas of termination after the conviction. Now, there's an argument for it, you know, innocent till proven guilty. But then a lot of times, I mean, in this case, it seems like it was text messages. But a lot of these stories are just like videos and pictures of, well, you know, and still. And then they'll always say, well, she surrendered her license. It's like, she surrendered her license. Can't you just take it away? And stuff like that. So I'm not entirely certain is this a private school? Because usually that seems to be the difference. Horizon Science Academy in Columbus. Yeah, I'm too lazy to look it up, you know. But it is interesting, right on the spot, you know. She got busted, and they said, that's it, you're done. So, yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, she faces 18 months behind bars when she is sentenced at an unknown date. The court reportedly recommended the sicko serve 5 years of community control. continue counseling. Surrender her. See, there it is. She still has the teacher's license. You must surrender it. What if she says, no, I'm not. You can go ahead and lock me up, but I'm not doing it. Well, damn it, she's got us now. I don't know. It's just a weird choice of language. Anyway, and she's got to perform community service. Well, DeBooby will also be required to register as a sex offender. Well, there you go. So better make damn sure she does indeed surrender that teaching license. Because, you know, she's got those wandering eyes. There it is. The crazy eyes. Now, look, she's, 18 months she's got to do? Yeah, she faces 18 months. All right. And then, of course, the probationary period would go on for 5 years, that sort of thing. On top of registering and all that, so I'm assuming community control is a separate business, probably in conjunction with the community service and whatnot. But 18 months. So, all right. So that's less than 2 years. That's what she gets. My guess is, because they describe, the boy described, well, they kissed and touched, but actual full-on intercourse may not have occurred, or at least there's no evidence thereof. Not even in the text messages, so perhaps, I'm only guessing, that lessens the penalty. Because sometimes you at least get 5 years. Doesn't mean you serve it, but, you know. Then, I don't know, I guess they consider the age. I'm not sure. And that sort of situation. But nevertheless, there you go. So, Jamela DeBooby, well, she won't be behind bars long. But then I guess she's got to go pick up trash and stuff. Or, you know, sometimes community services involves teaching people how to read. And, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, that probably won't be part of the deal. Yeah. I mean, I'm no expert or anything, but that would be my guess. Yeah. That would be the guess of yours truly, Mr. Nailsin. And that's me. Yeah. All right. Well, let me see. Let me chit-chat with the chat. I'll chit with chat. Bird64 says, hey, Doug. Hey, Bird64. No Dak. Pat sent me. Hit the like button. Wow, thank goodness for Pat Dixon. He put up with a lot tonight. Joey C. really wore him out. He's going to need to take a rest. So you're doing the Lord's work, Pat. Loser. Hello, Doug. We have strict orders from Pat to enjoy the hell out of you. Well, then you better. You better. Loser, I have to live in that area with that illegal mutant. Oh, the guy who went to that high school? Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Yeah, and it just went over. I mean, it's almost very similar to, you know, the Loudoun County story, which is a lot worse. I mean, you had a guy there because it's not an illegal alien scenario. But it is a scenario that he put on a skirt and they said, well, he can go into the girls' bathroom, and he raped a girl. Then he raped another one. And they've come to find out the school authorities decided, well, we got to cover this up. It looks bad for, you know, a number of reasons. And 2 girls. Then when one of the girls' fathers finds out and he's like, what? And he loses his, you know, cool. And, well, the authorities beat the crap out of him. You know, yeah, that's a much worse story than even this one, which is pretty bad. Because then again, if only he hadn't been there, he couldn't do it. He was still probably going to do it at home, you know. But again, we've got enough of our own homegrown perverts. We really don't need anyone else's. It's just very simple, wouldn't you think? Well, I did. J-Fan, cannot wait for the Hairy Man Touch Fest at the White House, I guess, hosted by 2 game show hosts, Trump and Rogan. Well, what would be the game? Loser, I wonder if the microphones on either end of Doug accumulate less saliva than the middle ones, and if he rotates them to keep the spit balance intact. Well, that's a company secret, and I'm afraid I cannot divulge that beyond the company. Nodak LOL to booby. Yeah, I know. I'm going to pronounce it that way. You know, Miss Da Booby. Probably called her Miss Da Boobies. Scott Cerro Shapoopy. Yeah. Da Booby of the Dabbleverse. Well, there is that. I don't know if there'd be any restrictions on her starting up a live stream, you know. And, let's see, the victim is 15. She's 28. In a couple of years, if this is going to be like that Laterno scenario, they might actually get married. Yeah. So then they could do their show about, love's strange, isn't it? That kind of thing. Anyway, Loser says downward doggy style. Nodak Horizon Science Academy calls themselves a charter school. So that might be the thing. Maybe there's some amount of distance there, because I knew like private schools, the Christian schools and stuff, whenever one of their teachers gets caught messing around where they shouldn't, they fire them immediately. They don't wait for the conviction and all that. They just you got. Now I would assume sometimes it's because the evidence is overwhelming, like I said, videos and pictures and all that could lead to that. But in public school, well, no, you're going to wait for the conclusion of the trial. And, of course, they can always stand on you're innocent till proven guilty. But good Lord, when, I don't know, you got interrogation videos and says, I just couldn't keep my hands off him, and, stuff like that. And then, of course, the videos that she willingly sent repeatedly, always telling him, hey, don't tell your friends about us. Oh, lady. Come on. So anyway, stuff like that, you could understand if a school says, yeah, I want her gone. I mean, I realize she's busy with her trial and everything, so she's not even here, but I want to fire her. No, you can't. But think of other professions and whatnot. This sort of thing. You can argue how it's unfair in the sense that the trial hasn't had its course and the determinations. Oh, you had it all wrong. It never really happened. In a lot of scenarios, this sort of circumstance could occur. But here, it's all on the phone, But anyway. So, yeah, maybe the charter school is that. If you're a charter school, maybe they have more leeway and say, nah. And there is no union there. Maybe these are, outsourced, contracted teachers and whatnot. So, but that's it. See, we've got to vet them. Loser yoga reference. Scott Sarah, Lou, we had no idea. Loser, how could anyone get aroused at the sight of those eyebrows? Well, look. Look, I don't want to go through the details. Scott Sarah, Doug, is that live long and prosper? Or, oh, no, it's devil horns. Well, Anyway, thanks, Scott. Loser Scotty, the more you know. Yeah, that's true. Loser Doug, did Pat show you the AI picture of you in your special Vegas pink leather chaps for Hackamania? That was private. Now, look, I appreciate what Pat has done for me and all that, and it's been a lot of fun, but we're going to have a serious discussion about that sort of thing. Oh, AI. Yeah. Loser, damn it, Scotty, your star is better than mine. Well, these things happen, and there'll be other stuff to excel at. Scott Sarah, later, everyone. Got to get some sleep. I understand. It's true. I wish I could get some. Maybe one day I'll get, some. Anyway, so have a good night, Scotty, and thanks for showing up. All right. Well, turns out there's other stories. Oh boy, are there. Oh, goodness gracious me. Land sakes alive. No, not you. No, not, wait, what are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is, well, one happened before on this. Damn, if only I had my, little art image ready to go, but, well, I'll fix it up later. It'll all work out. It'll be fin. So, yeah, I guess I'll leave the headline there. So once again, we return to Bali for the same reason. Oh no, the mics are gone. You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. You can hear me. Oh, I forgot. You can't see what I'm doing. Well, one day I'll figure it out. I won't. Tourist arrested in Bali after being accused of filming porn on the island. If they just swam out to sea and did it that way, maybe that would have worked. I don't know. So anyway, 3 tourists have been arrested in Bali after local police accused them of filming pornographic content on the holiday island. A 23-year-old French woman, named by local media as Melissa Morel Janine, was arrested on March 13th alongside a 24-year-old Italian man, reported in local media as Nadir bin Said, as the pair attempted to leave Indonesia via Denpasar airport for Thailand. Another man, a 26-year-old French national known only as Herb, was arrested in Canggu, Bali. It's Canggu, not can do. He was described as being the woman's manager. Well, sure. Police Chief Joseph Edward Purba of Bali's Badung. See, maybe that's the misunderstanding. Badung District told reporters that the trio were being held on suspicion of creating and distributing pornographic content for profit. Well, if they did it for free, would it be okay? Say she's like, I'm hot. Because, it's really sunny over there. Their motivation to do the alleged crime is seeking profit from pornographic video content, Purba said. All the 3 suspects are now facing Indonesian electronic information and transaction laws for making and spreading the content. Purba revealed that police had also seized 3 phones, a camera, a MacBook laptop, and a motorcycle taxi vest from, the tourists. I'm guessing that's her right there, X-rated content is highly illegal in Indonesia, and the tourists could face up to 10 years in prison. Boy, that's a long tour. If found guilty on the pornography charge, and another 6 for online distribution. So 16 years. While Bali itself is predominantly Hindu, Indonesia is a Muslim-majority country that has conservative laws and harsh views on pornography. Harsh views. You watch it harshly? On January 2nd of this year, Indonesia formally implemented its new criminal code, a lengthy legal document which ushered in a number of new and revised laws that criminalize premarital sex, cohabitation, and public drunkenness. Well, the 3 always go together, or typically, so, Anyway, according to the new laws, adultery, premarital sex, and cohabitation, or unmarried couples living together, well, that's what, all right, are now potential crimes and penalties ranging from between 6 months to a year in jail. However, legal experts told news.com AU, that unmarried couples traveling to Indonesia need not to worry, or just need not worry, as these crimes can only be reported to authorities by certain people. These alleged crimes cannot be processed by the police without a complaint, which can only be filed by the legal husband or wife, parents or children of the perpetrator. Are any of these people married? And then somebody like, hey, my wife's over there banging these guys for porn. Oh, yeah? Well, I don't know. Therefore, foreign tourists cannot be arrested, raided, or prosecuted simply for staying or residing with a partner unless there is a valid complaint from the... Oh, so that's just the cohabitation part. I mean, if they're making porn, but I guess they would... I mean, if they filmed themselves, are they still in trouble, even if they didn't distribute it? Huh. There might be some wiggle room there in the midst of all the, wiggling. Well, however, Mummy... Okay. Or is that... Oh, wait. It's my blind eyes. Is that an R in it? No, it's Mummy. A Mummy implored that as long as tourists have appropriately respect local norms and use official documents, they have nothing to worry about while visiting Indonesia because, look, we really do need the tourist dollars. The trio's arrest comes just months after controversial British adult content creator Bonnie Blue was arrested and deported from Bali back in December 2025. Yeah, she was going to do a gangbang for Christmas, The 26-year-old had reportedly been blacklisted from Indonesia for at least 10 years. So she's got to do her 10 years, I don't know, back in Britain, I guess. Indonesia's immigration department told reporters. During a press conference outside Bali's Negara Rai immigration office, Immigration Chief Heru Winarko said the UK citizen and her team had breached their visa privileges. They have misused the visa they have to make content in Bali. They will be blacklisted from entering Indonesia for at least 10 years. That could be extended. The sex worker, whose real name is Tia Billinger, oh, damn, we doxed her, was arrested alongside a group of 17 male tourists. See? Gangbang. Following a raid of a studio in Badung, Bali. See, that's the thing. They keep thinking, but your name's Badung. It's not Badung. Oh. 14 of the men, all Australians, were released without charge. Yeah, they always blame it on the woman, don't they? While an investigation into Bonnie Blue and the other 3 tourists was launched. Oh, well, all right. After 2 days of interviews, Badung police issued a statement declaring that they had not found any pornographic elements. Well, see, it was all much ado, but I can understand since she does this thing a lot. Wasn't she the one that did like 1,000 guys at once or something like that? I don't know. Maybe it was the other. Whatever. After 2 days of interviews, Badung police issued a statement. They hadn't found any evidence. And Billinger was released without charge. Officials said everyone they questioned had admitted to being at the studio to participate in the production of the reality show content. One of the most controversial of Blue stunts was taking to the streets of deeply religious Bali on a bang bus tour for schoolies. Now, are we talking about school-age boys? You're lucky you got out of there alive, you dumb. In a court, a clip of Blue in the vehicle was played. Outside of court, she reportedly made a series of crude remarks to reporters, as well as addressing fans with her signature, "Hi, boys." While in Bali, BB, that's Bonnie Blue, should have been traveling, but instead, she was creating content, said Badung Police Chief Arif Badubara. They have misused the visa they have to make content. Yeah. Well, there you go. You would think the lesson of Bonnie Blue, not that she learned it in particular, would be a lesson for anyone else. But apparently, this lady, what was her name? Oh, Melissa. Yeah, Melissa, you could have learned from Bonnie Blue. But then again, her attitude, you probably figured, they'll just kick me out. Big deal. I'll just go home. So eventually they're going to like, all right, you know what? You can stay in one of our lovely jails for 10 years. Until somebody finally gets the message. But then there's that dance they got to do. Not a naked dance. I mean, they want to maintain their tourist economy. You know, it's vital. And, you know, people say, hey, we're going to have a little getaway over there in Badung. And, but then there's all these stories and people don't hear it right or what have you. We can go to prison for 10 years and that sort of thing. So they're probably she's probably just going to be deported. Yeah. Meanwhile, the citizenry is like, yeah, but if we get caught doing it, oh, you know, you're doing the 10. That's another little wrinkle that's probably not going to go well. Just because these hot chicks from Britain and France come over and giggle all the way back home. Oh, they're not going to like that. I mean, I'm only guessing. Again, not an expert. Yeah. Where did I leave off? Okay, yeah. Loser, Doug, do you have a P.O. box where we can send you some complimentary horse tranquilizers? I do need to get one. That is true. Because I got to start selling some of this art. By some. Mostly all. Loser is talking to Amber. I have orders from Pat, our beloved cult leader. Yes. Oh, someone's laughing about, yes. God, those Zora videos of Pat as a cult leader. It's the greatest thing ever. See? There's all kinds of career possibilities out there. Loser, but apparently I'm pulling an all-nighter. What time do you get? Okay, you're talking to each other. Loser, Doug, you don't need to do the morning zoo, I guess, radio DJ voice for us to love you. Just speak to us from the heart. Well, that's private. That's for special people. No, never mind. Notick, shush, I enjoy the voice. Loser, I want to hear Doug, the real Doug. All right. Loser says,
ha ha ha, Nodak. Loser, it's weird hearing about Indonesian sexual impropriety in a wacky morning zoo voice. I understand, but I don't know. It's hard to approach subject matter like that with my own voice. I don't want people to get the impression that I'm deeply into this sort of things. You know, it would be embarrassing. Loser, while he's reading, I think, let's think of a good OnlyFans name for Doug. Oh my God, no, don't do that.
I can't do that forever. Tooth, Bonnie Blue had to get her asshole sewn back together after taking 50 dudes in a row. And she does it with a smile. That's the weird thing. I mean, that's probably, I don't know, Guinness Book of World Records or something. Tooth in the butt. Yes, that's usually where the asshole is. Loser, Bang Bus Douglas. I wasn't on the Bang Bus. Loser, Dougie Wowzer. Yeah. Oh, wait. Doogie Wowzer. Oh, loser, Bayou Shlong Report. Well, yeah, I suppose. But then it would be like the Bang Boat, I guess. Loser, come on, who's with me? Loser, on second thought, crawl back into your shell, Douglas. Yeah. That's where I live. Take it or leave it. That's all there is. Or, no, Fiedley, yeah. But I don't play poker. I probably should, though. Probably should. Well, let's see. There's got to be something else to talk about out there. Some new kind of subject matter that can expand upon the discussion for Nailsin News. Whoops, no such luck. Oh, well. Well, you know, I tried. I did. I clicked on another story. And look what popped up. Woe is me. Woe is me. Colorado school staffer accused of sexually abusing 13-year-old student now on the run. Wow. So, perv teacher at large. Local authorities announced that a Colorado school staffer, a staffer, so, but still at the school, anyway, is accused of carrying out months of alleged sexual abuse involving a 13-year-old student. The staffer was identified as 34-year-old Brenda Meza at Greeley Evans School, District 6, located about an hour north of Denver. She is reportedly on the run and is currently wanted on several felony charges. Meza, a secretary who also coached the cross-country team and advised game clubs at Franklin Middle School, is accused of grooming an 8th grader by supplying alcohol and drugs, engaging in lewd text exchanges, and arranging multiple meetings at locations including a park and a Walmart parking lot. Well, there you go. During the investigation, it was determined Meza engaged in continuous sexual abuse of the minor for several months. Well, yeah, you already said. The district confirmed to Fox News Digital that Meza is under an investigation and is believed to have fled the state. He said, "We were investigating her, but we suddenly noticed we didn't know where she was." According to Greeley police, investigators believe Meza has fled the state to avoid prosecution. That's a good guess. That's probably why she left. I don't think she just already had a planned trip. Said, well, I got to take care of this. When I come back, we'll talk about it. Local authorities are working with state and federal partners to locate and apprehend her. All right. According to authorities, Meza became so infatuated with the teen that she allegedly became jealous when the boy interacted with female classmates. Boy, she probably failed those. Oh, that's right. She's not the teacher. So she really couldn't do anything. She could just sit there and go. In November, the two reportedly began exchanging a series of sexual text messages, which included at least 4 explicit photos sent by the boy. So now she's in possession of, In the relationship allegedly escalated in January when Meza and the 13-year-old are accused of engaging in sexual intercourse for the first time in the back seat of her car in a Walmart parking lot. Yeah. She also allegedly bought marijuana edibles and alcohol for them to consume during the encounter. I didn't know they sold marijuana edibles at Walmart. Over the following weeks, the pair allegedly repeated similar encounters at least 2 more times at a local park. She would also allegedly drop the boy home. Why do people let this Anyway, the investigation further revealed that Meza had taken numerous photos of the pair appearing to drink, holding marijuana blunts, and spending time together during after-school activities. Police reportedly launched an investigation on February 12th after receiving an anonymous tip alleging Meza's abuse of the teen. Probably one of the girls, said, yeah, all right, taking you down. After school officials confronted her, Meza admitted to her husband that she got high and had inappropriate interactions with the teen. Yeah, there you go. Okay, honey, we're going to deal with your addiction. The secretary, who worked at the middle school as a substitute for a year before becoming a secretary in 2020, was placed on administrative leave on February 12th and later terminated on February 25th. Now, again, she's, just a secretary. So the principal, Suzette Luster. Oh, no. Miss Luster. We don't approve of that kind of crap around here. The district added that it is assisting police in the investigation and stressed that student safety and security is always our first priority. Well, the police department is reportedly seeking to charge her with 12 felony counts, including sexual assault of a child, online enticement of a minor, and tampering with evidence, along with one charge of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Just one? Well, police are still trying to locate Mesa, whose authorities say left the area during the investigation and remains at large. So that doesn't mean she's gained a few. It means she's on the run. So if you see this woman, you, do you call, where is this again? See, I've already forgotten. Well, I can't help them, but I don't know. I guess call your local authorities and say, hey, I've seen this crazy broad who was very nasty with a chair. And, well, the authorities are looking for, of course, I guess, yeah, they would have federal authorities looking for her because she fled and stuff like that. So maybe even the FBI might be able to help you out with, you know, what to do if you see her, you know, in the grocery store or something. Anyway, there you go. Boy, you know, help's hard to find for schools these days. It's tough. So anyway, loser, I love me a hot, inappropriate teacher. Yeah, but you're old. Loser, Walmart parking lots are surprisingly romantic. Yeah, I know. That's like, you know, our first date and everything. Wasn't it cool and sweet? And we really became one, you know, in the Walmart parking lot. Loser, oh dear, for a second thought, the Nancy Guthrie pick, thought the Nancy, yeah, no, poor Nancy. Loser, the principal's name is Luster. I know, you know, it just happens. Right now, she's got, oh God, this again. All those years in high school, she had to put up with that crap. And now this. Now hear this. Our principal's name is Miss Luster. And she's like, heard it a million times. You know. Yeah, but now it's like, I know. Meanwhile, in the entertainment world, Price is Right model Holly Hallstrom exposes cruel Bob Barker for trying to destroy ex-employees. Quote, he was viciously vindictive. Former Price is Right model Holly Hallstrom was hell-bent on exposing late host Bob Barker even before she was asked to appear in E's new Dirty Rotten Scandals docuseries. My plan was to find a journalist and tell him the whole story from my experience, the 73-year-old tells Page Six. And that was it. Just put it out there once, she says. It would be there for anyone to see. I gotta admit, Holly was always my favorite. See, she was cute, you know. But apparently, it was nasty behind the scenes. But he was telling those girls, come on down. But Hallstrom's plan changed thanks to journalist David Kushner, who wrote the Duty 4 Business Insider piece about the allegations of sexual harassment against Barker. David hooked me up with these people who were doing a documentary on the history of the Me Too movement and the Price is Right's place in that history, Hallstrom explains. But after they started looking at just the Price is Right, they said, we've got to do a documentary just on the Price is Right. There's so much there. So, well, she did it. In the docuseries, which premiered on E! On March 18th, Hallstrom exposed the truth behind her firing from the game show in 1995. Hallstrom claimed she was told she was terminated because she gained weight. But she said the real reason that she and other models on the show lost their jobs was because they refused to testify in court on Barker's behalf after fellow model Diane Parkinson, who was having an affair with the host, sued him for sexual harassment in 1994. They were in a relationship, but sexual. Well, anyway, after Hallstrom took her story to the press, Barker sued her for defamation. But he later dropped the lawsuit just days before they were set to go to trial in 2000. Hallstrom, in turn, sued Barker for malicious prosecution. She received a multi-million-dollar settlement out of court in 2005. So I guess she had some goods to, he's like, oh, damn it. And he's got to pay. And he's like, hey, you're not going to squeal on me, are you? Yeah, well. Hallstrom tells Page Six that she had to wait until after Barker, who hosted the show from 72 to 2007, died at 99 in August 2023, to fully speak out against him. Okay. Bob Barker slapped that bogus lawsuit on me and dragged me through court for 10 years until I had nothing left. If he was alive, he would do it again in a heartbeat. Well, yeah, but Holly, you beat him. He had to pay you. What? I mean, unless there was some agreement that you couldn't discuss it further. Sometimes that's usually the case with settlements, you know. Because, I mean, he would just lose again. I don't know. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, she was cute. Yeah. After saying in the doc that she hates Barker, Hallstrom elaborated to us on how she really feels about the late TV icon. She hated him. Now she's saying hate is such a strong word. There's a very specific reason I do not dwell on him. Well, I mean, other than now, I guess. And that was because Bob Barker was mean. There are a lot of people in Hollywood in positions of power that are ruthless and deceitful, but he was also mean. Well, I would assume being ruthless and deceitful is... Well, I mean, you mean they did it with a smile instead of, really nasty and mean and I don't like you. Hallstrom continues, he was cruel and he was viciously vindictive. He wasn't happy just firing you and you lose your job and your income and your house and your career and your reputation. He wanted to destroy you. Well, that pretty much would destroy you, wouldn't it? I mean, anyway, and so many people lost their jobs because they did not lie under oath. And that's why I strongly dislike him. Well, yeah, I guess so. There's the happier times, But I guess we didn't really know. But all these guys knew. Yeah. The way they were. Well, I guess the price was wrong. The former Barker's beauty also explained why she can't blame fans of the beloved game show for previously standing by the host despite the allegations. As far as the public opinion went, the public had heard 90% of Barker's side of the story and almost nothing of ours. So there would be no reason for them not to believe that he was the Santa Claus that they believed him to be. Yeah. Plus, he wanted pets spayed and neutered and all that. So I guess they thought he was saintly for that. Hallstrom also believes it would be foolish if anyone from Barker's camp speaks out about the docuseries. If they open up that door, we would just drive a truckload of court documents and testimonies backed with proof, evidence, and videotape. Remember, it's on videotape. That would be a very foolish mistake for them to make. Ooh. But again, it seems you could have done that to Bob himself had you come out with this while he was still alive. I mean, hence he did settle with you. That means, he had to say no mas as far as you suing each other. So it's a bit confusing here, but now after it's all over with, everybody's mad at each other and stuff. And as far as Diane Parkinson, what was the lawsuit? Her claims was that she was forced into the relationship, that her career, because I don't remember the lawsuit and everything. So I kind of was like he pressured her into it and that sort of thing. While he claimed that, hey, she's the one that made the first move and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. But, what am I doing? But it's all very sad. And, of course, the easy thing would be, hey, he's dead. He can't really defend himself now. So that's always going to be tough. But again, like she's claimed she's got the goods, but the problem again is with the argument of, well, then he couldn't do anything else to you. If he threatened you further, then, you got the goods. So he really couldn't have sued you again or tried anything more. So it's just the logic of it, you understand. The only other thing would be, well, as per the agreement of the settlement, I agreed not to pursue it or say anything more about it. A lot of times that's the case. So if that's the case, well, you could just say that now. Now that he's deceased, I'm under no obligation to stay quiet. That sort of thing. And if anyone wants to say I'm full of it, I got the goods. And then there you go. So maybe there's a sequel to all of this with, Holly's videos showing the real Bob Barker. And, come on down, price is wrong. What was the something showcase? Damn it, I can't even remember. Now I feel like an idiot. But nothing new there. All right, well, let's move on to something else. Oh, look. Disgraced cop dramatically stares down fellow officer who shot her in the chest as he claims she was homicidal. Well, an off-duty Massachusetts cop stared down the fellow officer who shot her in the chest during a dramatic confrontation last year, as he claimed at her trial that she was trying to kill her fiancé. North Andover police officer Kelsey Fitzsimmons cast a skeptical eye at cop Patrick Noonan as he testified at her assault trial about the moment she opened fire when his attempt to serve a restraining order against her went badly wrong. The order was from Fitzsimmons' firefighter fiancé, Justin Alayan, who had won custody of the couple's 4-month-old son. Wow, 4 months, and he got custody. What's going on here? So there's the skeptical eye, you bastard. That's what she's doing. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that. Fitzsimmons said she was suffering crippling postpartum depression at the time, but has since gotten help. I think I was standing in her way for her to get downstairs and kill Justin, Noonan told Judge Jeffrey Karp, who will decide whether Fitzsimmons is guilty of assault with a deadly weapon. Fitzsimmons, who appeared wearing a cream cable knit cardigan, okay, and long wavy blonde hair, made the face and appeared to mouth, "What?" She then leaned over and whispered to her lawyers at the defense table inside the Lawrence, Massachusetts courtroom. She still looks pretty skeptical. She's like, come on. Anyway, Noonan was being grilled by Fitzsimmons' defense attorney, Timothy Bradle, about his account on what happened during the June 30th, 2025 confrontation. Noonan claimed Fitzsimmons pointed her firearm at him and pulled the trigger, which made a click noise because the gun was jammed. Oh, man. What luck. She then tap-racked the gun twice, a tactical procedure meant to clear a jam and feed a bullet into the chamber. She finally loaded the gun, Noonan said, prompting him to fire off 2 rounds, striking her once in the chest. The entire thing was over in 4 seconds. I get Brattle? Brattle argued that Fitzsimmons was lifting the gun to her own head to kill herself after experiencing the humiliation of her colleagues coming to take her service weapon and her son away. You know, it's prohibited for someone to use deadly force on someone who is only exhibiting harm to themselves, Brattle asked Noonan. Absolutely, Noonan responded. Brattle then asked why Noonan didn't just use a taser on Fitzsimmons instead of his gun. We meet deadly force with deadly force, Noonan said. That's a true answer, you know. That's right. Fitzsimmons had been on leave from work after giving birth and was due to return to the job in July before the day her world imploded. Brattle said during the opening arguments, she had been experiencing postpartum depression that was so severe. Al-Leon, whatever, decided to move out of their home, get a restraining order, and temporarily take the baby away, fearing Fitzsimmons might harm herself or the boy. Well, considering everything that's happened, probably a good call on his part. So Fitzsimmons has requested a bench trial, meaning a judge, and not a jury will decide her fate. That's probably a good call, too. So her chances are a little better. She's going to get convicted, but sentencing might, go a little easier. I don't know. But anyway, whoopsie doopsie dipsy doo. That's how that goes. I don't know that the whoopsie dipsy doo will be in court records, but it might as well be, What a nutty scenario, And I just like, well, the postpartum depression, it happens. It can be crippling and dangerous at times. But you think there might have been some other elements in the relationship leading up to the birth of the child? Anyway, he's got custody, and after something like that, it's going to be a tough thing for her to try to get it back. I would think. And again, what do I know? All I ever do is read an article somebody else wrote. Who the hell am I to speak on these matters? Well, I'll tell you who I am. I'm the guy sitting in the chair behind the microphone. See? Anyway, Colorado Luther says, that's not as bad as my Principal Fondlesack. Good Lord, Fondlesack. The odds that you had a name like Fondlesack and you went through high school after all that torment, and it's over. It's 4 years, but at the time it seems like it's 4 decades, But when it's over, it's like a magic spell, and you're free and you can go. And then you decide, now, what do I do with the rest of my life? I know, I'll be a high school principal. You didn't learn anything, did you? I know, his name's not really Fondlesack. I prefer those ruthless and deceitful nice guys. Yeah, as long as you're nice about it, Look, I'm going to get what I want. But I'm going to give you a birthday card and tell you Merry Christmas every year and stuff like that. Loser, their first clue that Barker might have ulterior motives was when he asked them to play nude plinko. You think that's what they did after hours? Hey, let's go play the games, but do it naked. And, of course, Holly's got the videos. Oh, boy. Ulterior, yeah. Amber Alert, he kicked Billy Madison's ass. He did. It was at Happy Gilmore. I forget, but, yeah. He told him, price is wrong. And you don't do that. Loser, LOL. Deal, Lord. Elliot coming in hot, Amber, but he did. Bob was bad news. Loser, Amber. Oh, wait. I thought you wrote licked Billy Madison's ass. Sorry about oh, good. Well, people often make that mistake. And it can be serious, so you got to be careful, you know. Loser, this is what happens when you don't sleep. True. Loser, that's the most sensual description of a cardigan I've ever heard. Yeah. I don't know why they do this. It's like, what are you wearing and all this stuff. Well, the crazy broad who nearly killed herself in front of her boyfriend and child and her partner. Yeah. Anyway, loser, I'm reading the side story about the Pussycat Doll star being MAGA. Oh, yeah. That's right. There was something like that. Oh, wait. There's even a follow-up on the crazy cop story. I'll have to look at that. Let me see here. Where's Pussycat? Damn it, it's already gone. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's too bad. I won't be able to catch up on that. It's a damn shame. Well, all right. We've got a sequel. Update on this, cop story. Who, well, I just read it to you. You know the story. All right. Disgraced cop chokes up describing how she lost everything in 15 seconds before she was shot in the chest. You would think being shot in the chest is the worst part, but it's not. Not for her. Well, the off-duty Massachusetts cop on trial for allegedly pulling the gun, blah, blah, blah. Kelsey Fitchens also recalled the shocking moment another cop in the department, Patrick Noonan, shot her in the chest, puncturing her lung. She described feeling like she was drowning. As her lung filled with blood, yeah, that you were drowning. And her co-workers worked to save her life. So now she has her hair up in a bun with glasses and an off-white or slightly yellow crochet jacket and a black shirt with a bit of turtleneck. Yeah. Fitzsimmons is accused of assault for pointing the gun at officers, but she says she was just trying to kill herself and, had bad aim and stuff after suffering postpartum depression. I wanted to be alone with my firearm and take my life, Fitzsimmons said from the witness stand at her assault trial in the Lawrence courtroom. I made that decision when I realized I had just lost everything in a 15-second conversation with my coworker. The 29-year-old mom who wore... Here we go. Okay, black framed glasses. I messed that up. Cream blazer. Oh, I got it wrong. But I get the hair in a bun. I did get that part. I did. And I mentioned the shirt. You didn't. New York Post. Well, she described how 3 officers came to her home, informing her about the order from the fiancé, which forced her to temporarily turn over custody. It ain't going to be temporary now. And you sit there and say, yeah, I just wanted to kill myself. Fitzsimmons described how she was blindsided by Eileen, a firefighter, taking the drastic measure against her. But if he's the partner, he's also a police officer. Anyway, and said she was packing for her son. Her son, it set in. That her whole world was crashing down on her. Justin just broke me up via restraining order. We have a wedding in 4 months. Well, not anymore. Caden is not going to be with me for 2 weeks. That's an eternity for a mom, she said, choked up. Well, the restraining order even dictated that her dog should be kept away from her. Yeah, probably. Yeah. She can't even keep the dog. Boy, she really did lose everything. My baby gone, my fiance, my dog in my house. And I knew it was going to be my job, too. Oh, yeah. Whatever I was accused of wasn't good because, there was a restraining order. She also realized she wouldn't be able to afford the house she'd shared with Eileen on a single salary, and she wouldn't have time for a new mom to work lucrative, or as a new mom to work lucrative overtime hours. The rookie cop who had only been on the job for 2 years had been scheduled to return to work the next month. Well, there's happier times, you know. I wonder where the bullet went. Somewhere there. Anyway, she said in the moments after deciding she would shoot herself, she repeatedly attempted to get 3 cops away from her so that they wouldn't be harmed or involved. But this all happened within seconds. Minutes later, Fitzsimmons grabbed her service weapon as Newton stood nearby on the stairs and pointed it toward her head, pulling the trigger. But, you know, the gun jammed, blah, blah, blah. And then she shifted it, and then the guy shot her. She said when the gun didn't go off, she started to say the word "f***," and then Noonan shot her. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't breathe. Well, yeah, you had a bullet in your chest. Why? Why did you do that? She said. She asked Noonan, who told. It hurts. It hurts, she recalled saying. Yeah. I felt like I was choking, like I was drowning. Again, you were. Inside the ambulance and in the hospital, she kept telling people, I'm a f***ing idiot. I tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. Well, that's another thing. You won't be in law enforcement anymore. You know? And there's the dog they had to take away, you know, because, well, you just can't be trusted with him, you know. Well, anyway, Fitzsimmons said at first she thought the medics attempted to give her an oxygen mask because she didn't want to be saved. But she eventually relented. She recalled getting flown by a helicopter to Mass General Hospital, where she would spend the next 53 days recovering from the gunshot wound that required 5 surgeries to repair. Noonan testified, well, she's cray-cray. Fitzsimmons then tap-racked, the whole thing. What a mess, but there you go. I guess that's her side of the story. And ultimately, she testifies that I'm an idiot. I'm just an idiot. So, did it ever show up again? Is there another story here? No, there isn't. Oh boy, it's all so sad and everything. But, you just can't pull your gun out while wanting to negotiate terms concerning, custody of a newborn child. And it all came very quickly. And one wonders, hey, why would they suddenly decide against you? Again, this didn't fill in any more details about activities prior to all of this, which more than likely had to have occurred. But, so maybe there'll be more later. Oh, but he did. Bob Was Bad News, did that one. You Won't Sleep, the most sensual description of a cardigan. Well, now it's a cream. Was it a jacket? Damn, I already forgot. And I missed out on the Pussycats. Damn. No advice about sleep. No, Dak. You're Doug, nerd. I know. You're Doug, nerd. You're Doug. Anyway, cream. Oh, blazer. That's right. Yeah, cream blazer. Well, I could go on that more. But anyway, loser, she needs to get rid of those tats. Chicks with tats. Chicks with tats. Oh, chicks with tits. Chicks with tats. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't put them anywhere near those. If you're going to do it at all. I mean, yeah, maybe, I guess one on your shoulder, maybe on an ankle or something. But that's it. You don't mess with those. I got to remember, there was one woman, she had sleeves. You know, ordinarily I'm against that, but she was incredible. And topless. It's amazing. That's probably one of the best rags I'd ever seen. And she was smart enough to know I don't mess with God's work. I mean, sure, he did the arms too, but here, that's a grand slam. So anyway, oh yeah, I got to do it this way. Who's next? Oh, yeah, you. Now, this will be interesting. I'm wondering if it'll even work. Because I'm not sure the sound will come through. Because it's not coming through the OBS. Yeah. Well, I'll try. I'll do my damnedest to make it happen. There it is. All right. If I can't play the video, I can at least play the visual of it. And then, I'll get you the story. Oh, I'll get you the story. Oh, yeah. I'll get you the whole story. Well, probably not. I didn't get you the whole story of that last one, did I? Because I don't know what it is. Anyway, woman identified as serial defecator tells officers who caught her in the act that she was mortified. Yeah. She didn't expect to get caught, despite pooping outside. The 46-year-old health professional described herself as a regular runner and said the portable toilets she sees on her route during the summer have not been there during recent runs. And, of course, she had the runs. Stroughton police last month turned heads and perhaps a few stomachs with a social media post not fit for dinner time debate. Reports of residents finding human feces and used toilet paper in a city park the SPD used trail cameras and a drone to ID and cite the person responsible. Why is there always such a huge gap? Man, that's ridiculous. Before that, what is this? Holy crap. Man, before the post went viral, records obtained by 12 News show police found two. That's right, two number twos in Shelfaker Park, about 30 minutes outside Madison. In a February 4th report, one officer wrote, I noticed another pile of poo on top of the snow. It's not easy to miss. I mean, it's the snow's, that melted through, but was now frozen. Melted. Both piles had pieces of crumpled toilet tissue near them. The last snowfall in the evening was overnight to early morning on the 2nd of February, leading me to believe the initial pile was prior to that snowfall, while the second pile was post that snowfall. Snowfall? Oh, piles. No, yeah. Anyway, hope they made her pick it up, one person wrote. Did you rub her nose in it? It's way too cold to be doing your business outside, someone else added. Determined to catch the culprit, police set up trail cameras and launched the department drone. It's like one of those hunting for Bigfoot shows. At approximately 5 a.m., February 5th, the incident report says an officer spotted a runner leaving the main trail toward the woods. Police believed to drop another smelly souvenir roughly 2 minutes later. According to the drone video 12 News obtained through a public records request, a person can be seen emerging from the woods to return to the main path, unaware that an officer was waiting with a body camera rolling. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear any of this. Okay, he's got the sound off at this part. There you go. Maybe put the closed captioning on. Yeah, just do it, stupid. And it's not doing it. Wow, she looks weird. Her face is just like got some sort of glow on it. I think this is an alien. Yeah. Well, it's her spot. She's marking her territory. Huh. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can hear it or not, so I'll go ahead with the text. Can you come here and talk to me? The officer says. She says, yes. You've been doing this for quite a while. So the officer says, yeah, I'm sorry. The woman's apology was not enough to wipe away what had already been done. She explained to the officer she's a regular runner and normally sees portable toilets on her route during summer months. But with all this snow everywhere, I guess it's winter. Still, because of the series of incidents and apparently catching the woman in the act, the officer promised to issue her a citation for indecent conduct. And, she was so apologetic and she's just a girl, In the Stroughton Police Facebook post, an official noted in the comment section, for those concerned that the suspect is homeless, she is not. Well, that just makes it kind of worse, You would expect someone who's just already pretty irresponsible anyway, and not in a bad way. He's like, yeah, well, that's what they do, Instead, what was she? Yeah, she's a health counselor or something like that. She is, however, a health professional, 12 News has learned. Public Records Online profiles indicate that the woman is a nurse practitioner. She can write prescriptions. With connections to UW Health and SSM Health. 12 News is not identifying the woman by name, as she has not been charged with a crime. Well, but she committed one. She did not answer multiple calls or respond to a text message so you can comment. Well, maybe she was busy. In the video, she did express regret after a turd and a likely final fecal infraction. I'm mortified, she told the officer in the video. I will let you continue your run. Please don't do this anymore. What? Well, be about your business and don't you do it again. It is unclear if the woman has paid the $187 fine. She says, well, I guess I got to find another spot. The initial Facebook post from the police department has hundreds of interactions, shares, and comments. However, the image the department showed using a thermal image of a person with their hands raised could be considered misleading. When asked why the video provided in response to the record's request did not include video with thermal imaging matching the image in the post, a department official said the image posted in social media was a Google search image. Nothing from our drone or this case. Well, then you shouldn't have shown it. You could have just made a still of your actual video here. Plus, you disguised your face. So, I mean, how many of these was she known to him and stuff? And it's like, oh, damn, what are you doing? Well, yeah, I'm used to there being a porta potty. And oh, I'm still on the screen. I didn't realize that. I might as well leave it there. I just didn't understand that they wouldn't be there in the winter time. You understand? Oh geez, I'm sorry. Was that wrong? Was that wrong? Yes. And it stinks. No one wants to find that in their yard. But they're gonna. Oh, well. It's not all the ladies, though. We got a couple of idiots. Oh, wait. Oh, man. Jeez. These are good, too. But I'm really running out of time here. Damn. Yeah, I'm going to skip the really bad one. That one's, another teacher. Well, yeah, we'll skip that. But damn, I got a couple of others. Jeez. But the leg is killing me. I can only do this for so long. There we go. We'll take you out and you out. All of it. There we go. A Pennsylvania man torched his home while singing Burning Down the House, the Talking Heads classic. Investigators allege that Martin Hay or High, probably High, 43, set fire in his Altoona residence around 3 a.m. and then stood in the doorway and tried to block fire personnel from entering the building and dousing the blaze. At the time of the alleged arson, the home was occupied by High's mother, his 6-year-old son, and a third individual. Holy crap. Rebecca Plouse, High's mother, told police that she awoke when the smoke detector went off and went downstairs to find the residence filling with heavy smoke. Plouse spotted High standing over a smoldering living room chair. At the time, Plouse could hear the defendant singing the 1983 rock song Burning Down the House. The song of the Speaking in Tongues album was the Talking Heads' highest charting single, and lead singer David Byrne still closes solo performances with the tune. Well, yeah, he has to. Along with the smoldering chair, fire investigators spotted melted glass on the living room floor, melted wallpaper, and a charred fireplace mantel. Hay or whoever the hell his name is, was transported to a local hospital due to being under the influence. No surprise there. While being treated, he reportedly informed medical staff that he was having a bad day, so he had attempted to place a chair in his fireplace. Hay told cops he burned the chair because it was dirty. Well, you could clean it. Anyway, Hay was hit with multiple arson charges, as well as risking catastrophe and endangering the welfare of a child. Counts. He is locked up in the Blair County Jail in lieu of $1 million bail. High, a registered sex offender, was convicted in of indecent assault, corruption of minors, and he's in home with a child, an unlawful contact or communication with a minor. So what was he there in the first place for, you know? Yeah. Well, I suppose his attorney could argue that he's innocent by reason of influence from Talking Heads. And so now they're going to have to cough up money for the damages, and he'll have to be released. I mean, he's got all these other problems there. He's a sex offender, but he was staying in a home with a child. All right, it's his, but still, I mean, huh? Who's the mother? Is she even worse than him? How could she possibly be? You know, I don't know. But he really liked the song, you know. Plus, the chair was dirty. So that's going to be testimony for Mr. Hay or High. Either way, you know, he's like, huh? Heard it the first time. You know. Anyway, yes, it's winter. The blue water would just freeze and you'd be pooping on a blue block of ice. That's true. It would just be sitting there on top. Oh, my God. So that's probably why they said, yeah, we're not going to leave the porta potties out there. Hey, can't you just take a dump before you go? Anyway. Loser says, I used to crap in my Fruity Pebbles. I was a serial defecator. Good Lord. We're constantly finding bowls of Fruity Pebbles with turds in it. Damn you, serial defecator. We'll get you. Coming to Netflix soon. Defecation as a form of recreation shows a lack of imagination. Well, she just had the runs, you know. Yeah, I did that one. Loser. Read that as Adam Sandler's Cajun Man. Oh. No. Douglas AI. Chat Sup. Oh, this is someone new. The Ravenous. Hit the like button. Yeah, I hope people have. Because that's what it's for. To be hit. I like it when Doug does voices. It adds to the story. Yes. Yes. I need to do that more often, especially when it's quotes from, you know, the officer and stuff like that. I apologize for forgetting. Loser, for crying out loud. Stretch your legs, you sedentary. Now walk. Damn it. It's. Yeah, no. But if I do that, you're just going to see an empty chair here. You know? Suppose I could just. Oh, I could say I'm Skyping somebody and put it on someone else's video. Then, oh no, then I'd be in trouble. I'm not even caught up on Dabbleverse now. Oh, I'll have to deal with that later, I suppose. I'm not even on the Dabbleverse thing, the list, of whatever, I forget. Anyway, the Rabbitous, baby, what did you expect? Loser, the Talking Heads are the leading rock band responsible for arsons. Could be, you know. I mean, all those heavy metal bands got in trouble for, you know, like I said, they were worshiping the devil and all that sort of stuff. What about the arsonists? Talking Heads, you know. Loser, neck tats are a sign of poor decision-making abilities. Tends to be, yes. Nodak says his girl was probably on the west end of the house. Yeah, okay. Loser, you need some AI commercials of you as a cult leader. Yeah, you do have a point there. That does need to happen. Will it? I don't know. It's just a matter of time. And I don't have any. No, at least not enough. Oh, God, I'm beat. Damn it. I should have kept my mouth shut. I didn't have to sit there and say, oh, boy, I got all this other stuff, but you're not going to get any. You know. Oh, well, will these be featured in a Nailsin show? Possibly, but I doubt that I'll get it from this taping. I might have to reread a couple of them. I don't know about probably, I mean, Oh, yeah, I could put fart noises in it for the defecator. That'll work. Anyway, there you go. Your Nailsin news needs, I would say, have been answered. And since I'm the only one who can say it, it's been said. And what has been said cannot be unsaid. What has been seen cannot be unseen, like poo in the snow. And what has been... what was the other one I was going to do? Oh, what is known cannot be unknown. It can be unknown. You can hit your head, have amnesia, you know. Well, usually just that. You can get all high and stuff, and I don't know how much brain cells that might fry, and then you won't remember stuff at all. You can develop dementia and Alzheimer's and all that. So what has been known can't be unknown. It's not always the truth. So one day, all those people will forget all about poo-poo in the snow. Loser says, make sure to tell Pat we did good, or he'll punish us. Well, yeah, don't worry. I got your back. I'll put in a good word. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But don't you ever cross me. All right. Anyway, thanks for hopping over here. Wow, 63 according to my little thing here. That's more than usual, you know. So yeah, I guess a good night. And I almost didn't do it at all. You see how sometimes you get little surprises. Sometimes you do. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening to these god awful stories. Someone had to do it, and you did. You did. So, you know, have a good one. And we'll do it again sometime soon. Will that even work? I hope it does. Oh, it did.
And weeps and weirdos, getting all creepy and weird. Slut selling butts, the buttholes don't been sold. Thugs breeding like bugs, or rather troublmakers, killers, killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. Where all the money go, ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. Where all the money go, ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News.
Turner, Trixie.
Doug, studies show that most people avoid studying and opt to just make crap up.
Time now for commentary from Trixie Turner. Trixie.
Doug, studies show that most people avoid studying and opt to just make crap up.
Time now for commentary from Trixie Turner. Trixie.